Hey, what's up guys? Today we are talking about simple summer makeup for oily skin. Okay, so for simple summer makeup for oily skin, we're gonna start with base products here. This is the sunscreen that I use year round. I know a lot of people get more into that in the summer months. But this is the Paula's Choice Daily Defense Sunscreen. When you have oily skin, you've got to have a sunscreen that isn't really oily, that's not going to clog your pores, it's not going to cause breakouts. This one has never caused me to break out. And I mix a drop of the Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer in with this as well. Just a little bit of a priming action and a little bit of glow. Because in the summer months, the tricky bit with oily skin is that we want to be able to have a nice radiant makeup look, something kind of dewy for the summertime, but we can't be putting on the same kinds of stuff that's going to cause our makeup to cake up, run off of our faces, get kind of settled into the pores and the fine lines. So what we're going to focus on today are products that don't require a lot of layering, products that are going to be super lightweight and still give you a really gorgeous effect. With oily skin, a little bit of shininess is probably inevitable, but oil blotting sheets like this one, you can get them anywhere. That's what's going to help us in the warmer months with our oil production, but we're still going to be avoiding cake face, and that is the goal. So to get us started with the face, I'm going to use an under eye concealer, but on my face I'm going to be using sort of a multitasking foundation concealer product. I am using the Marc Jacobs Extra Shot Caffeine Infused Foundation Concealer. You can use this as a concealer. I'm going to be going in for a little bit of extra coverage with my Clinique Line Smoothing Concealer. I never have issues with this, and the under eye area is not usually one with tons of oil production anyway, so any concealer that you regularly use here is probably just fine. That's looking a lot better. So the reason that we go in with a multitasking kind of product is so you can get the effect that you're going for using a lot less. So in the summer months with oily skin, I usually avoid doing a full coverage foundation look, and I'll just use this product kind of where I've got some redness or some blueness in my veins there showing in these spots around my nose that get a little bit hormonal redness, and just little bits like this. So it's more or less a spot correcting situation. And then I'm gonna blend that out with a sponge, and you're gonna see that I get really nice, even, natural looking coverage. It's not super mattifying. It's not a super mattifying foundation. Don't go in with a heavy mattifying foundation all over your face and think that that is going to rescue you from your oil production in the summer. It's just going to make it worse, and you're gonna end up with those cakey patches around the areas where you've got the largest pores and your fine lines showing. So less truly is more. And if you're using a high quality product, you can see how well that blended out. You don't need a lot to get a really beautiful finish. And that's foundation and concealer done. So for a blush look, the lightest, lighter than air blush in the world is this Daniel Sandler Watercolor blush. As opposed to a cream or a thicker liquid blush, this is lighter than air. And if you missed the video I did on this, go and check it out because it's actual just liquid. I can barely feel that on the back of my hand. And what I'm gonna do is go in with my stipple brush. Again, full tutorial on application of this particular product in its own video. But what I love about this is it doesn't take much to get a really beautiful wash of color on the cheeks. And because it's so lightweight and so richly pigmented, I'm gonna get the full effect without needing to layer on a bunch of powder that's just going to cake with my oils throughout the day as my skin starts to produce the oil. And it's much lighter, as I said, than creamer blushes. So look at that beautiful, beautiful wash of color. You don't need too much to build it up, and this will continue to show through our setting powder as well. So lighter than air, this is going to be good to go for us oily girls. again, just like with the really heavy mattifying foundation, I don't like to cake on a whole bunch of mattifying powder because it's the summer months, it's the radiant months. I want to feel and look glowy. So I've been using these Beauty Blender Bounce powders. These are the Soft Focus Gemstone setting powders. I don't know why they make the names of these things so impossibly long. But what I like about it is it's a setting powder that has a little bit of a radiant finish to it. It's subtle, it's not like sweeping highlighter all over your face, but it's not going to matte everything out so I'm looking like I'm hanging out in January. And I do find that these powders have decent oil control qualities as well, and they never cake on me. They never ever cake up on me. So all I need is an oil blotting sheet once or twice a day for my oil production, and I stay looking fresh. So you can see I've still got a nice wash of the pink blush coming through. For those curious, I am using this in shade Buff. And now I'm just gonna go in with a powder bronzer. Here again, the quality of the bronzer is important because you don't want it to be too heavy. You don't wanna be here layering it on all day. Less is more. So this is the Wayne Goss, what is this called? The Radiance Boosting Face Palette in light gold. So this is more of like a contouring powder. This is the bronzing powder that I love. I'm just obsessed with it. It looks like actual light on the skin. So I'm just gonna take that with a angled brush here, and I'm gonna start sweeping it on the cheek and then go in that reverse 3 motion. I really wanna look sunny. I wanna look like I've been out in the sun, getting some nice fresh vitamin D on my skin, and it doesn't take much to get that glow. You can always take your empty powder brush and blend out a little bit if you aren't happy with the effect or you feel like you've overdone it a little bit. Get a little bit of a softer line there on the cheek. The other thing I love about this bronzer is I feel like, again, I didn't need very much blush to get a nice pinky glow there on my cheek. So, you know, match your skin tone. Wayne Goss has multiple colorways you can buy this palette in. The Daniel Sandler blush is a very inclusive color range, so whatever works for your skin tone, these products are still going to be on point if you're in the oily skin family. So see, look at that. I already feel super glowy. This bronzer does have like a little bit of a twinkle to it, so you don't necessarily need highlighter if you're going for as simple as possible with your makeup, but you can add one if you like. And then in terms of eyes, I don't really think it matters. It's not like the eyelids create a ton of oil production. The only thing I would recommend for, again, lightweight, simple summer makeup for oily skin, for brows, this is the Merit Beauty Blonde Volumizing Pomade. I like this as opposed to the crayons or the draw-on brow pencils in the summer, just because, again, you get that sweat across your brow. I feel like since this brushes into the hairs of your eyebrows as opposed to being sort of drawn onto the skin, it feels a little bit lighter, and you're not gonna have any sweat kind of like moving your eyebrows around, I guess, depending on how precise you are with penciling your brows on. But it's very subtle. It just fills it out a little bit, volumizes it a little bit if you are someone who needs a little boost in that area. So that is where I'm gonna leave it, guys. Simple makeup for oily skin in the summer months. I hope that you enjoyed. All of these products will be linked down below for you so you can check them out. I hope that you do. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your viewership, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.